Hey, you all, time for another Workouts with Rob. Thank you guys for popping on. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, make sure you subscribe for other videos. Go ahead and click like, leave any comments about anything that you want me to know about, or any tips or other tricks that you guys do, changes that you've done or are doing to these workouts, things like that. I always like to start this by explaining I am not a professional certified personal trainer. I'm just a guy who misses the gym and likes working out with other people. So I've been doing these videos here on Zoom and then posting the replays onto my YouTube channel. Anything that we do, do not push yourself beyond, hurt yourself. Make sure we always do stretches to start with and things like that. Modify anything to be within your own personal limits. So first and foremost, we're going to start with some stretches. Since we're going to be doing core and back and everything, focus on that, but always just get any general stretches in. Remember, when you're stretching, you always want to make sure that you keep breathing. Don't hold your breath when you're stretching, because in fact, when you breathe out, a lot of times you will notice your stretches will get a little bit deeper because of that. So the first couple of stretches that I like to do are leg and kind of core, work your hips, that kind of stuff. Also stretch out your arms, anything else that you're going to need to stretch out, your back, stuff like that. So give yourself about 5 minutes or so to do some stretching. Feel all stretched out. All right, so we're going to start out on our backs. First, we're just going to do kind of your traditional crunches, but the way that I like to do them, you have your knees bent, and I'll reach down to my side, and you kind of reach for your feet. But you want to make sure when you're coming up from the ground, you're starting with your head and you're rolling your spine up. So you're really squeezing your core area and then rolling back down. Now, don't let yourself just flop back down. You definitely want to come back down nice and slow, because the more controlled you are going up and down, the more work you're doing on those muscles. So I'll give a demonstration what I mean. So I like to use my arms as like reaching for my feet, because it kind of keeps you where you're really curving your back up and down that way. And you want to do about 10 to 15 or so. What we'll do is we'll build a set. So we're going to do about 7 or 8 different workouts. You want to do them 10 to 15 reps, and then we'll do the set 3 times over. So by the 3rd time, you're really doing, 10 to 15 or as many as you can do until you can't do them anymore. Because then you have 24 hours to rest. So it makes it a lot easier at that point. So first we do our crunches. All right. Now we're going to do leg lifts. So leg lifts, you can do the same thing. You're going to lay flat on your back, lift your feet together about 5 to 10 inches off the ground, and then slowly lower them back down. So you want to do about the same speed both ways. What I like to do is I like to count to 5. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you do that, you really start to restrict that. And you can either do it like in a V shape like this, or you can lay completely flat down and do it as well. You notice if you do it when you're laid completely flat down, it'll be more of your lower abs. And if you do it when in a V shape, it'll be more of your central abs. So here is more central abs. So in the middle, if you go all the way down, it'll be lower abs down here. Cool. All right, now stay on your back there, knees bent. What I want you to do is take your hands. You're going to twist to one side of your legs, back up, and then to the other side of your legs. So now we're really getting our sides here a little bit more. So it's almost a sit up. Put your hands past your knees. There you go. And you really want to focus on that twisting happening right in your ab area in your sides. So kind of like where the love handles would be. And this is one where if you want, you can use a weight, or else it just works just fine with your hands too. So now stay in that same spot, but this time, instead of doing your upper body up, you're going to focus on bringing your knees up to 90 degrees and bringing them down to the side and back to even, and then down to the other side and back to even. And you'll notice that this doesn't require nearly as much movement to start to feel that in your sides. So the combination of those two should really work out that entire side body there, coming up the side of your abs like that. So when you're doing this, it's a little bit higher. When you're using your legs, it's a little bit lower. So that'll get the side, and we just did the full front abs. Now we're gonna stand up. We're gonna start working on our back a little bit. So here, if you have the weights, go ahead and grab them. Let's see if we'll do it this way. It'll be easier to see. You're gonna bend straight at the hips. So your back is straight. Try not to let your back curve too much. You really want to have your back as straight as possible. You should feel it back here, and you'll tell by that weight kind of pulling down. We're just gonna do rows. So you're kind of getting your lower back by being in that position, and you're getting your upper back by rowing. Think of having, like, my one trainer always said, like having an orange between your shoulder blades, and you're trying to squeeze the juice out of that orange with your shoulder blades. I like having the video so that I can actually see if my back's straight or not. Feel all wonky. All right. So like I said, you want to do about 10 to 15 of each of these this first 2 times through, and the third time through, you do as many as you can until you can't anymore. All right. So now we're going to bend the opposite direction with our back. We're going to do a sun salutation. So sun salutation is part of like a yoga move. You want to reach up and then reach back. And when you reach back, you really want to get that bend in your lower back here. And then just come back to straight, and then go back, and come back to straight. Remember while you're doing these to make sure you're breathing along with the movements, because you'll get deeper movements that way too. But you should really feel it squishing in your lower back, like back in this area. All right, now back to our hands and knees, tabletop. Make this down a little bit further so you can see better. You're gonna be in tabletop, try to make sure your back is flat. And then we're gonna lift up your left leg and your right arm at the same time. And then come down, and then do the opposite. And do 10 of each side. My balance used to be so bad when I try to do these, I would just fall right over. And really focus to make sure that your hands are ending up under your shoulders and your legs are straight too. So each time you're coming back to that same position. I keep finding glitter all over my living room, and I don't know where it came from. It's from dressing up for these concerts every Friday night that we've been watching, I think. It's like a glitter sparkle. Sparkle. I don't know where they come from though. All right, so the last movement for the set is a Superman. So you're gonna lay flat on your stomach, make sure everything is flat out, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna lift your legs and your arms up at the same time. So you're really bending, you're focusing on bending your body this way, and you'll notice it in your back, your lower back even more. Your back and like right above your glutes. So flat out, and then Superman up and back down. Cool. And that's our full set. So now we're going to do all of those 2 more times through. So this next time, if you want to add weight into any of them, you can. If you want to go a little bit more, if you feel like you can, do a little bit more in the set, like the number of reps. And then the 3rd time through, we'll just go until you can't anymore. Take a moment, grab a drink, catch your breath. I don't know if you guys are as out of breath as I am. Sometimes I am just because I'm talking. All right, so now we're back to crunches again. Knees bent, reach for your feet as you roll up and roll down. All right, leg lifts now. Remember, you don't have to lift all the way up. You want to lift to about halfway and then come back halfway down. It's all about control and not so much about how far. All right, now we're going to do the twist. So knees bent, arms up over your head, down to one side, down to the other. If you want to add in a weight, you can put the weight up in between your hands and do that. And then when you're done with that, do it with your legs. So legs up, down to one side, down to the other. And go ahead and add in a little bit of a crunch to it too. So not just going straight down to the side, but up and down, up and down. All right, now the bent over row. So stand, use your weights or just your arms. Flat back, bend at the waist. Squeeze the orange in between your shoulder blades. Then sun salutations. Turn this back up here. Here we go. All right, tabletop, opposite arm and leg extensions. All right, and now Superman's. All right, go ahead and grab a drink again. We'll go into the third set. Oh, you can already feel it. All right, crunches, as many as you can. Remember to make sure you stay controlled up and down. Don't let gravity just pull you down. Control the down part just as much as you do the up part, and you'll be able to get double the amount of resistance. Reach for those feet. Pardon me. Maybe have a video. Oh, there you are. I saw you. See, you're in the video. Oh, it's actually, which one?
No, the one that actually calls.
The calling one. Don't drop it. Alyssa got a new phone, but we don't have a screen protector for it yet. So it's like carrying a little baby chick. You have to be very, very careful with it. And she had a dream last night that she broke it. So now we're even more careful. Yeah, so don't have that happen. Try harder. Oh, I'm working on it. All right, so crunches, leg lifts. That's next. Whew. All right, arms up. Go ahead and grab your weight if you want. Then each side of your leg. Squish up, come down. Squish up, come down. Almost halfway through the last set. Almost halfway through the last set. One more. All right, legs up, twist them. And remember, towards you and over. Towards you and over. Get a little bit of crunch into the abs at the same time. One more. All right. Forward rows. If I can stand up. slide this back up. There we go. Squeeze those oranges with your shoulder blades. Whew. All right, sun salutations. I feel like my abs already. All right, 2 exercises left, y'all. Final stretch. And then we do final stretches. So tabletop. Make sure your hands are shoulders width apart, your legs are hips width apart, and directly under, so you're in a perfect tabletop. And then opposite arm, opposite leg. All right, finish it off with Supermans, as many as you can. Whew. So that's it, you guys. Good job. So what I suggest now is do some of the same stretches that you started with, just to make sure that you cool down well. Another one that I would do too is make sure you do like a standing stretch for your sides and your abs, because they're going to be sore tomorrow. But outside of that, you guys did great. I'm really proud of all of y'all. If you want to invite other people on, you can feel free. Once again, if you guys are watching the replay on YouTube, please click like, subscribe, check out some of the other workouts, and we'll see you guys all soon.